Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to the second episode of Let's Have a Drink. And this is a series that I'm doing. I'm trying to release a video every Monday and just to answer your guys' questions that you post on Twitter with hashtag AskTheOT. So if you want to get your questions on there, make sure you just hashtag your question with AskTheOT and I will try to get it on the next week's video. So any of the drinks that you might see in these videos, they don't pay me, I don't have any sponsorship deals or anything like that. I'm just drinking and having a good time with you guys. And make sure you drink responsibly. So of course, before we get started, I gotta go ahead and crack this open, so I'll be right back. So let's go ahead and cut the crap, jump straight into the video. The first question's coming from Weston Yale, and the question is, did you get your OnePlus 2 yet? Let me see if I finally got a OnePlus 2 invite. Why won't you let me buy you? Yes! Yes! So the next question's from @HeyBuddyRaj. The question is, what's your dream phone like? Well, if I can make the perfect phone, it would probably have the same processor and GPU as the S6 or Note 5. 4 gigabytes of RAM, pack the Nokia Lumia camera with the Zeiss optics, probably running a stock version of Android Lollipop, maybe with like a CyanogenMod twist, and to me, that would probably be an awesome phone. With the battery life of something like the S6 Active or the Droid Turbo, quick charging. Did I say 4 gigabytes of RAM? If I didn't, I'm saying it now. 4 gigabytes of RAM, a screen like the Note 5, no S Pen, but probably around 5.2, 5.3 inches, I think, or maybe 5.5. 5.5 inches, that's a sweet spot. That's what I think my dream phone would be. The next question comes from @Omar Carrera. If I screw up your name, I'm completely sorry. It has nothing to do with your name. It's me. Wonderful with faces, terrible with names. The question is, what's the most favorite thing you reviewed, and what's your 5-year goal for your channel? I think I answered a question like this, a similar question on the last Ask Me video. As far as the second part of your question, what's my 5-year goal for my channel? Right now, it's a hobby. I mean, it will never ever be a job. It will never be an occupation. If I get 100,000 subscribers, honestly, I want it to remain a hobby. I want it to stay fun. I have a full-time job, that's work. And when I come home, I do this, and this is fun. And this is the way I want it to stay. I still want to grow. You know, I want to make better content. I want to look up to other creators and better myself from them. And, you know, just grow more in the YouTube community. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not going to pay my bills. It's not going to be my occupation. And I'm okay with that because that's what keeps it fun. If I, every day wake up knowing that I have a backlog of stuff to do, it's going to start stressing me out, especially with my full-time job on top of that. So even in 5 years, I want to keep it cool, keep it simple, and keep it a hobby. The next question comes from @JSE_80 or Jeremy Edwards. The question is, I noticed in your Moto G video you played Contest of Champions. Do you have an alliance? If not, do you want to join mine? I accept your proposal! The next question comes from @MacMixing or Dom Esposito, and the question is, what got you into technology and when did it happen? So I remember even as a kid, I loved technology. Christmases were awesome. My mom always gave me the best gifts that she could give me, and that included new gaming systems. I remember I got like the first ever virtual reality thing, which was red something, and it was like a headband, and a little piece of glass came down, and it had a controller, and you looked through the glass, and you moved your head. It was like a really old Atari virtual reality thing, and I loved it. And then my dad would get me CD players, and I remember I would take them apart and try to fix them or break them and then try to fix them. And that's pretty much when my love for tech really happened. And that was at like a really young age because of all the games that I used to play. That was probably when I was 8 or 9 years old. I was into the gaming, loved to game. I loved to take things apart and try to put them back together, even though I really wasn't successful at it. And I knew from that point on, I was always going to be some type of nerd, whether it was in gaming, whether it was in cell phones, whether it was whatever it was. And then the older I got more into like tablets, computers, and cell phones. So the next question comes from at Mr. Hairston, and the question is, why do you think Microsoft has such a hard time with sales? Is it bad marketing? Honestly, I think the reason why Microsoft has such a hard time with sales is because their operating system. Windows 8 sucked. I have Windows 8 on my work computer and I hate it. It is horrible. It's probably one of the worst operating systems I have ever used. It's not intuitive whatsoever. It's just, and it lags and it gets a lot of bugs. And with Windows phones, the operating system is just really far behind with the Windows platform. Now, once Windows 10 hits, I think the sales for Microsoft will go through the roof. Windows 10 looks awesome for mobile devices. Now, I know it's already available for computers, and everybody's saying that it rocks. And I think that's the reason why Microsoft is having a tough time with sales. And I think they're on the right path now, and you should see those sales rise now, because Windows 10 looks awesome. I have yet to try it on a computer, but I can't wait to try it. The next question is coming from at Puga830, or P-U-G-A, damn it, at Puga830. And the question is, are you more hyped for the Moto X Play, or are you more hyped for the iPhone 6s? And since the Moto X Play isn't coming to the United States, that really doesn't make me hyped for it. I tried to get one imported, but I think I'm going to not do that because I don't know how much of an audience is here for that phone in the US, and it's not ever going to come to the US. So for that reason only, I'm actually more depressed about the phone than hyped. But I am super hyped for the Moto X Pure or the Moto X Style, depending on where you're from, because that will be here in the US, and I think that is going to be a game changer for Motorola. As far as the iPhone 6s goes, we pretty much know what to expect. It's going to be an iPhone 6 with better internals, maybe a larger battery, I don't know, a better camera. Of course, they're going to do some updates to Siri and the fingerprint sensor. We've come to expect what we get from Apple. It will have Force Touch, but you know, it's going to be a great phone, don't get me wrong. But I am more looking forward to the Moto X Pure because it is a game changer. They're actually using Sony sensors now for their cameras, and I can't wait to get my hands on that phone. So the next question is coming from at August Vance. The question is, when are you going to do another What's on My iPhone / Jailbroken iPhone video? And honestly, I haven't put that much thought into it. I enjoyed doing the last video, and once the iPhone 6s drops, if they have a jailbreak for that phone, then I might put one together for that phone. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the iPhone 6 Plus or the iPhone 6 and do another jailbroken video. I might. I don't know. It depends if you guys want to see that. If you guys want to see a video like that, drop me a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section what kind of stuff you want to see in a video like that, and I might as well put one together. So the last question is coming from at Ornano, and the question is, how easy or difficult was learning how to use a DSLR? And honestly, it's not that difficult. But you can't be afraid of going out and just using manual controls, because that's how you gain the most control over your camera. And you need to learn the relationship between aperture, ISO, shutter speed, and of course the white balance. And you need to learn how all of them work together to give you a perfect image or perfect video. And you just got to go out and experiment. Don't be afraid, just try it. And then you'll slowly start learning your camera. But I'm still learning the cameras that I have. I've had my A7S now for months, and I'm still learning new things about it. And that's the great thing about a DSLR. You will continue learning and you will continue improving your ability to use that camera. Well guys, that pretty much concludes the second episode of Ask the OT, or Let's Have a Drink. If you guys want to get your questions on here, make sure you shoot me them on Twitter with hashtag AskTheOT, and you will see your question on here next week. I will be able to get to them all as long as I don't get bombarded with a bunch of questions. If you guys want me to continue on with this series, make sure you drop me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Go ahead and follow me on all my social media connections. And of course, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Damn it.